senses.
Cool. We're going to be grinding some seats today. First we got to finish these out, so get a nice clean surface before we start.
This is for the valve seats?
This is for the valve seats.
Alright.
These are stones that you have to use to grind the seats. We gotta cut them first to make it so it's like new again before we start.
Gotcha.
See, now we got a good surface. Do it to both of them. One's for the intake, one's for the exhaust.
This is for...
That's the exhaust one.
for the valves for the head.
This is the intake one. So
What this does is just going to allow for a very, very clean, I guess, for fitment for the
Yep.
valve, right?
yep. You want a brand new seats, not for the old one. You know, you have brand new valves that have a clean face. Now you want a clean face on your seats, so they both have a nice matching surface. So if one's off, you don't have a lot of leakage going on.
And what is that?
This is a blue dye that you put on the seats. This shows you your final seat arrangement when you hit it with the stone.
Oh, gotcha. So in other words, if that's all like, once you grind it down and it just all completely disappears.
Yeah, we're only going to do a light grind on these because they're very particular about how they seat and everything works, you know, mechanically with the car.
Yeah,
Might show a misfire or something.
because you know it's a Volkswagen.
Yep. Sure is. Well, at least it's not an air-cooled one.
Well, air cool, it can have blow by the entire time and run.
Yeah, so,
Not very particular.
yeah, that's right.
Oil and gasoline.
Oil, gas, you're good to go. And a little bit of spark and away you go. Alright, so now we can hit the seats. So we're going to do the intake first. Just want to do a light hit on these, you don't want to go too crazy. So there's your finished seat right there. That's what it's going to look like.
Look at that. That literally took not even half,
Yep.
like a thousandth of a second.
Yep, you don't want to hit them too hard. Nice and soft, especially with these ones.
Pretty much what you're putting in is what's going actually into the valve stem.
This is the valve seat. This is what the valve actually sits
No,
against.
the rod goes into the stem.
Yeah, it goes into the valve guide.
Or valve guide, I mean. So in other words, you always have a guaranteed perfect.
Yep.
Like line up?
When you put it in, you'll feel it get snug, and that's when you know it's straight. Sometimes you'll have a little loose play. That means your guide's a little bit sloppy. It's not a huge, horrible thing, but it can cause a disturbance later. No, you'll start wobbling. The valve will start wobbling in there, and start pounding your seat weird. Misfire. Then you're gonna need a new seat, new guides. So that's the intake side. Here's the exhaust side. Different stone. You can see how these ones are. Make sure you get it all. A nice seat later on. Should get all the way around. That's my boss, Joe.
And the great thing I like about you guys have a pretty good sense of humor.
You have to be quick around here. You gotta have some thick skin and not worry about what people say too much.
Yeah.
All right, so there's your seats, all nice and clean, ready to go.
Alright, so you guys can overlook this really quick. We did a quick, I guess, grind for the seat. Yeah, nice and shiny. We always like shiny.
Yep, that's why you put the blue dye on there so you can actually see everything that's being hit. And you'll see an
Gotcha.
imperfection of dye on there if it doesn't make it all the way. Alright, so now
What's the next step?
we're going to get the buffing wheel again.
You're gonna do the what?
We're going to clean your surfaces for you.
Gotcha.
So when you put it back together, you know that you have a nice clean surface before you put your stuff. You don't want to hit this very hard either because this can actually start taking material off.
Gotcha.
I'm going to leave that one because that one looks pretty good. You don't want to hit these too much because your caps that go on there, you want them to be exactly what they were before so they're not too tight. You know, you want your cams to spin as freely as possible. You always want to be flat with this thing. Make sure you're flat all the time. See, this side I only need to do where my level's going to go because this is all going to be cut nice and shiny by the time we're done.
We're decking that, right?
We are decking this right now. So we're going to blow it off.
Make sure you guys turn down the volume on your speakers because it gets loud.
Sure does. So now we're going to deck this. Get my blocks. My tools.
Like in the previous episode, we were decking the actual block. Now we're going to be decking the head. In the previous episode, I was saying head the entire time.
Yeah, now we're actually doing it.
Now we're actually doing it. If you guys don't know, this is Justin.
I'm here at
On
your
the
service.
left, over there, that's Joe El Jefe.
El Jefe.
No jefes around here.
You guys are pretty cool. They're super mellow and get the job done.
Yeah.
That's what I like. And they're willing to wear a goofy head cam.
That's right. We're kind of forced. We don't have a choice. We don't have a choice.
I gave you a choice. He said, "Ah, it's okay. We don't care." I'm trying to bring to the world something a little different.
Yeah.
Show guys, show people what you guys actually do, not just say, "Hey, they build cars here and stuff." Bye.
Yeah, we do a lot more than that.
Yeah.
I'll get the sucker set up for you.
So pretty much they're just putting together the block. I mean the head.
Yeah, it's the head this time. It's really the head this time.
They're gonna level it so we get a perfectly flat surface as best we can.
Yep, when this one's done, it's going to be nice and shiny like glass.
The reason why we want it as smooth as possible is because when we put the actual head gasket on, it's got to mate really, really perfect to the actual engine block. So very important.
Yep, you don't want a gasket blowout as soon as you put it together. It's happened. People do it all the time. All right.
Oh, I love what Joe showed me earlier. He's all like, "Oh yeah, look at this guy. He just sanded the head down and put it on."
Yeah, we had one the other day actually.
Yeah, he was showing me one that when I was here last time.
We had a Toyota head that came in yesterday, yesterday, and it was belt sanded on something like this guy right over here. That's a belt sander.
Yeah, they literally put the head on a belt sander and just they hold it down. Just pray to God it's even.
Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much
And
what
then
they
you put
did.
it back on the car.
Not even knowing if it's flat or not.
No. Yeah, that's what you do when you want to save some money, right?
Yeah, but in the long run, it doesn't save you anything. It really actually costs you more.
Yeah,
You-
it becomes a lot,
you know.
much more bigger expense over time.
Yeah, you know, when you have it off the car already, you know, you're already halfway there anyway. Why not just do it right?
True.
All right.
Now he has a level.
Start
right on
leveling.
there,
Start
so we
leveling
can
this
get
guy.
sucker nice and even.
So we don't go all the way to level right away, because you want pressure on it to hold it at level when it gets there. So if you just put it straight at level and tighten it down, it's probably going to end up moving on you and not be the actual level surface. And this bubble changes throughout the day, so you have to adjust accordingly to the weather, because when it's cold, the bubble's bigger. When it gets hot, the bubble goes small. All right, let's see. This one. I might have to shim it, but we'll see what happens here.
Okay, Joey.
Hey, Peter, I'll put it in the bag for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Next time.
You too.
Where we're at. Getting close. Call that good. We'll call that good. See where we're at right
Now,
there.
is Scott the owner?
Scott is the owner.
Okay.
Yes.
That guy's so mellow, dude.
Yeah, it's a pretty mellow place around here. You know, you get those customers that come in that think they know everything, and it just makes it a mess for themselves. And
Yeah, it just makes them look so bad.
yeah, we had a customer, actually, there's a motor over there where we put it all together. He put it in his car, and he didn't put the distributor in right, and he was blaming us for no oil pressure and stuff when he didn't have the distributor all the way down. It was still sticking up, and you could tell by the way it was hitting on the gear. But he, you know, it was our fault. So, you know, we took the hit to fix it, you know, with some parts and whatnot, you know, which is not that big of a deal, but he just pretty much didn't know what the hell he was talking about. Trying to blame us for a problem that he did.
They won't admit it.
Nope. Even when we showed him, dude, you fucked up, you know, you can tell by the way it's hitting the gear, there's no way it'd be that far off. The only way it's that far off is because you didn't do it right. You know, we try to be as nice as we can, but when people are
Yeah.
jerks
That's the
and
hard
idiots
part.
about it and like still thinking that they're right even though they're already wrong, it just, you know,
That's the world of business.
sure is. And there's people out there, they do that.
What's going on?
This one we get to run a little faster of a speed because it's aluminum and softer metal. So
Well, we're doing cast iron, right?
yeah, you want to go a little bit slower. Plus it helps with the cut. You know, the cutter doesn't get all super hot. So all we're doing right now is just going down real slow.
So it changes.
You listen, you watch, and you feel. Because you can hear when it gets close, and you can actually feel it and see it come out when it actually hits. Almost there.
You ever had an incident where you just got it messed up completely?
only time that's ever happened is when I was going down slow and this thing decided to just drop by itself. That's the only time that's ever happened for me.
When you first started learning?
I'm pretty good about asking questions before a bad thing happens. I'm pretty conscious about that. I really always have been. You know, I'm not afraid to, a lot of people are afraid to ask questions. I'm not afraid to ask questions. Regardless of how stupid it may sound, you know, you're potentially fucking up a $500–600 head, you know?
Yeah.
That gets pretty costly and makes you feel stupid about it. Take that extra 10 seconds to ask, hey, I'm really not sure about this. Or if you do fuck up for whatever reason, admit to it.
Yep.
Don't hide it. Don't hide around it, because that's just going to make whoever you're working with not like you that much more.
Blade is finally touching the head and it's starting to cut.
Look at the difference. Here's where I first started. This is how the warpness of your head is right now. Barely hitting as different as this one. So it's got a little bit of distortion. It's not too bad. It's gonna happen. That happens when you take it apart too. So right now we're running at about 3 speed, a little over 3. But when we do a final cut on aluminum, that gives you your glossy face. Yeah, you get some heads that are like so warped, like the Volvos over there. Pretty bulletproof motors. They can withstand a lot of hurt without like really breaking too much.
Yeah.
And I've had them warped up to 20 thousandths of an inch.
That's a lot. That means your compression drops like crazy.
After you service it that much, well, because it's like this, so you know the compression's more on the outside ones than it is on the inside ones.
Yeah.
But it doesn't move it that much. Maybe like a.
Would you like suggest like a head spacer?
For Volvos, not really. There's Toyotas have it's called a limit line, and there's 2 of them. There's one in the center and then one to the side. And when the one on the side starts getting all the way cut out, Toyota makes different size spacers, so it could lift it back up.
Yeah.
So that's what your head looks like on the first pass. That was maybe 1,000th.
This is like 1,000th off the head.
Yeah, and it didn't even clean it up all the way. But it's gonna get on this next pass, so I'm gonna throw
you can see right here
2 lines on it.
It didn't cut.
A little distortion, not that much of a big deal, but
because it's aluminum, much softer material.
yep. So we're gonna I'm gonna call this the final cut because it should get it. If it doesn't, we'll just cut it one more time. So I'm gonna give 2 lines, which is 1,000ths. We throw it down to 1. We get some of this PB lube. We spray it on the head. Gives it keeps the cutter cool as it's doing the final coat.
Gotcha.
Then you just wait and watch cut till it's done. Yeah, and then the real fun part begins putting it back together. Dito. All we gotta do is put it together. Here comes the fun part.
Yeah.
Here comes the fun part.
Yeah, so now we're actually going to assemble, put in the valve springs, the valves, and the
Valve stem seals.
valve stem seals.
Yes.
And then there's one more thing. The valve
The retainers.
retainers. There we go.
Yep, it's the fun part. Can't wait.
Yeah.
These are like my demise heads. Try to
Well, I'll do anything,
we
but-
try to pawn them off on each other.
That's why he gave it to you.
Yeah, I know.
I'll do this one.
Yeah. And we'll go blow this off, get all your parts.
So loud.
Yeah, get your ears after a while. I don't say you can ever get used to it unless you start going deaf.
Well, like stuff like this, am I going to be concerned about? Like, what's in there?
No,
No? Okay.
that's not going to do nothing. Like I said, these heads are really particular about how much sand's in there. Sometimes we don't even blast them, we'll just wire wheel them. Alright.
Somebody's battery on there. Alright.
Just clean these out real quick.
So when I assemble this, what do you guys recommend? I know the cams are going to be soaked in.
We use assembly lube. This.
Yeah. I got Lucas assembly lube.
Yeah, that's good.
So on all the guides right here. I know the guys. I mean the.
When you do it, just put them on these. Just
on
put
the
them on
lobes.
these, put them on the lobes, and then when you put the cams in, just do on the cam. You don't have to do on the caps because the caps are going to sit on it anyway. So if you just do it on the cam where the
So
journals
just
are.
put everything, lube up all the cams, and then just down here at the bottom, and that's it.
Yep. Like each individual one, you just put it on the cam or put it on the caps. I just put it on the cam because the cap goes on top of it anyway.
Always good advice to tell everybody when they're assembling a motor.
Nice shiny new parts. And get all the stuff here.
So now Justin here is going to be putting in the valves.
In a second, as soon as I get it all set up.
The springs. I'm gonna actually grab a couple valves out of here.
Those are the good ones.
Yeah, these are the brand new ones. You can see how awesome S-shape. This S-shape is actually for super performance. That's why they make them S-shaped. Not just kidding. These are the old valves.
Yep. It's memento for life.
I want to make like a little chandelier out of them or something.
See, they got colors on them. Colors,
Yeah, what's that?
so you know which way it goes up. These ones don't really matter, but some of them have colors on them, so you know which way up is.
Gotcha.
Some springs are.
So you'll see right here, there's a color actually on the spring. Justin's saying on the spring, with this color, it tells you which direction the spring actually goes. So these, since it's painted up here, not down here, that means the valve, the spring goes in like this, upwards. And then these are the intake, these are the exhausts. Same thing, they're colored.
There you go.
Oh yeah, look at this one. Valve never even made it into the box.
Not even make it.
It's impressive how you bent almost every single one.
Yeah, if you were probably going kind of fast on that one, I would imagine. Alright, what am I missing? I'm missing something.
So these are like the little seats here.
Those are keepers.
Keepers, I'm sorry.
The seats are on the head themselves.
Yeah, and then
These are all your valve stem seals that we took out.
these are stem seals. These are useless. Never reuse these, right?
Nope.
They're one-time use.
These are one-time use.
So when you take these out of the head, throw them away.
Just in case there's a keeper in there or something. that I'm
Or you
missing.
can make something out of it. I don't know.
Make a necklace for your daughter. If she wants to use it. Presetting that. These are directional.
They're directional.
Yep, you can only go in there. You put it in backwards, but they won't go in all the way.
Oh, they're like tapered.
Yeah. See, one end's bigger than the other.
There you
The
go.
small end goes down. These ones right here. These are the bitch ones. These ones are the pain in the ass ones. The little guys.
That's the ones. That's the reason why you're doing it, and not Joe.
I'm pretty sure my little screwdriver here is magnetized too, so it's going to be even funner.
You guys ever use a demagnetizer?
Don't have one, no.
Used to have one, doesn't work.
No.
It was worthless. Waste of money.
Serious?
I had one, yeah. It didn't work that great.
Oh man. I guess you'd get like a wood screwdriver.
Yeah, right. Well, I did tape the end of it up once, and it actually did help it out a little bit.
That's
It
good.
didn't suck onto the keeper as hard as it would without it on there.
Gotcha. So my guess is that when you compress the spring, and that goes on top, you're gonna just kind of like slide it on there,
Well,
right? And then the valve is gonna try to slide through the hole through the bottom.
when you put this on, it's going
There
to
you
be
go.
sitting close to the valve. I'll show you. No matter which one I use here.
Need patience, too.
Yeah, patience, and just don't yell at it. So it's got to be pushing like that. So you have to get your screwdriver,
And then kind of lift it.
and then you need to have this in a perfect spot. Push this into place. That's hard to do from here. Push it in like that, and then you do the other side. Like I said, it's a pain in the ass.
See, guys, this is why you pay the big bucks to get this done. So you don't cuss a shitstorm.
Yeah, see,
Let them
so
do
when it
this.
slides into place, just right there. Like I said, it's a pain in the ass, especially I got one hand trying to do it. And then it goes in and sits like that. That's a finished product.
There you go. There you go. Perfect. Thank you.
But all doing that blindly. That's why we love them so much.
Oh, because the back one's back here. Because the hole's so
These two and these other center ones are the bitch ones, because you can't see. Yeah. It's a fun time.
And that's why you guys are getting pizza, beer, and pizza, beer, and soda.
Alright, missing a keeper. Where'd you put that other keeper at? Did you put it in a box? Ooh. That'll work. A lot of keepers are interchangeable. Not all, but some.
German heads.
Okay.
Use a lot of the same parts.
Little parts.
Keepers.
Sometimes Keepers and stuff are the same.
Gotcha.
Alright,
And
so.
even GM, there's a GM has the B6 one that uses the same keepers and all that too. Even though it says Kia and all that, they're all using everybody else's parts.
You gonna keep these boxes?
Oh, do you guys want them?
I'm sure you paid a lot for the box and its name.
Yeah. I did.
That's what you're paying for, is the box and the name.
Well, they're a different material too. Apparently they're like extra hardened and...
As long as you don't get titanium ones, you're good to go.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I read up on that.
Yeah, you don't want those. Because when they need to break, they don't. All right, let's get this started here. Am I recording right now? Because I need to go over there and get some oil.
Like this.
All right.
I forgot to charge it since the last time I was here.
That's gonna happen.
Well,
Did you do anything with those end cap, bearing end caps?
I don't know what to do.
Just getting set up here for when I have to grab them. This is the tool. That's the installer and destaller tool. That's what grabs these little guys. Okay, so let's put the exhaust in first. So you want to dip them with a little bit of oil.
So they slide through nicely.
No, it's not for sliding through nicely. It's for when you start it up, you don't want a dry start.
Gotcha. Never want a dry start.
No.
No es bueno.
No dry start. Get in there. A lot of steps.
Do it right.
For everything, actually.
Yeah.
Especially when you're doing your whole motor. Lots of steps, lots of different steps per whatever you're doing. Don't worry.
End up posting this video in just a moment and see how crazy it gets for you. I posted that video with Justin doing the chamfering, right?
Chamfering.
Chamfering on that day. Night within like I think 8 or 9 hours, he had already over 10,000 views and like crazy amount of people just like, wow, this is amazing. I've never seen this done. I'm like, oh, awesome.
The thing is with the chamfer, it's easier for the rings to go in.
Yeah, that's what he was telling me.
Because if it's square, sometimes the rings won't go in, and it's easy for somebody, because they'll try to force it, and places on
And you gotta do that all over again. More money.
More money wasted.
Yeah. I don't know where I'm gonna take it home and sand the head down a little bit more. Make sure, you know.
Get your compression right.
Yeah.
Only in that one spot.
Yeah. Just in case it looked kind of odd, so I'm gonna sand it down.
Alright. Alright. Last one. Now, take this tool. This is going to knock them down. 'Cause right now they're not all the way down. I don't know if you can see in there. There's a little lip in there. I don't know if I can show you the lip. There's a lip down here that it sits on top of. I don't know if you can see my screwdriver.
You can. In just a second.
So there's a lip
Right there, I see it.
right there. See how high up it is? This has to go all the way down. If you don't push it all the way down, it can pop off and then oil will seep and you'll blow smoke and
Have a lot of fun problems.
yeah, I have a lot of oil issues. So we need to knock them down. Hear the pop? That's all the way down right there.
Yeah, that means that the tool actually hit the bottom of the head.
That's the
The little rubber piece went all the way through.
the valve stem seal. That's actually the valve stem seal hitting the stop on the guide.
Gotcha.
And don't worry, we haven't even got to the fun part yet.
10 seals.
Push the valves back up. Start dropping these bitches in.
So we already put in all the 20 valves in already. Now he's actually putting in the springs. Now, do you recommend soaking the springs in oil later? Or
No, it's unnecessary.
unnecessary? Okay.
You don't need to do that.
Well, you just put the
There's
oil on the valve.
there's no friction or anything happening with the spring. It's just going up and down.
Down, gotcha.
Gotta make sure the springs are all the way down.
So right here, he's actually, all the springs are now installed. They pretty much, you just drop them in.
Yep. Then you just set the retainers with the keepers inside there on
Yep.
top. I'm gonna turn it around here so it's easier for me. These ones are kind of a bitch to get in there too. Sometimes they go in backwards. And you try to drop them in. See, that one's not all the way down. There you go. Come on. There it goes. These ones are a pain.
I can see why. There's absolutely no space.
Nope, can't get my finger there. You kind of just have to try to throw it and hope wish for the best. I try to do all these other ones first.
So you like to try to knock out the easy ones as fast as possible, and then, because you can save up your anger for the last ones.
I prefer to do them first,
Okay.
only because the anger issue goes away when I go to that side. Like I said, we might get lucky.
Well, I've been lucky so far, right? Let's hope my luck keeps us happy.
Like I said, I hope they're not magnetized. Trying not doing the right thing here, but gets them in there faster. So here's our installer kit. That's what we're going to use to push them down.
I'll take my coffee break.
Okay. So we'll use this one and this one. These ones are 7s. So this is our installer kit.
And what does that do?
This is so when you try to push the springs down.
This will help you compress the springs?
Yes. Connects to the head. And then this is the tool that actually is pushing down on it. Let me go get a 5/16. Like I said, thank God it's Friday.
Right?
It's been a long week.
It's telling me, man. I think I put in like, I think 64 hours this week for the job.
Nice.
I mean, total. So that's a long week. I'm going to Knott's Berry Farm on Sunday. I want to relax. Go on some roller coasters.
Okay. Don't know what to start with. Alright, I guess I'll just start right here.
They're pretty cool tool.
Alright.
So I'm gonna try to get a really close view here.
Yeah. So I have to actually pull the keepers out. I got them magnetized a little bit, but it's not too bad. Make sure the valve's all the way up.
And I helped him on a bunch of jobs, and then it
See if I
comes
can get
down
off
to
this side.
pay, and it's just like, no, I said this one. I'm like, no, you said this one.
Yeah, it's a better side for me too. So,
There you go.
so I just got to be able to see how far I need to go down.
I'm trying to slide that keeper over.
Yep, and I'm magnetized, so that's not going to be fun.
It's a little hard to see, but I can see it.
Oh, there's one.
You guys look right there. He's literally trying to get a little keeper. So I'll show you guys over here. So what he's doing is pushing down on the actual
Spring.
There's two keepers here, left and right side. So he has that little tiny hole. You guys see how much space he has? So look over here. It's a really small hole, and he's trying to literally wiggle that keeper around to get in, and so the actual valve can actually be grabbed around it by the keeper.
And I'm magnetized.
And his flathead screwdriver is magnetized, so that means every time he tries to move that keeper, it's going to be pulled or wiggled around. Oh man.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass. Gotta get this where it needs to be.
So
See how it's sticking to it? You can actually move it around just by holding it like that.
yeah.
Oh, come on. Plus you have to be down just enough to where you know you're at the top of the gland for the keeper to fit in. Alright, I need to do something with my thing, or we're gonna be here all day with this thing. See if I can find one that's not magnetized.
All right, so let me try to. There you go, and you'll see that's installed, not installed, installed. Already first cuss word for the day. And we still have 11 more of these to go.
Yeah, well, I got his tools. I'll probably put that one you're gonna do.
So, if you didn't see, he pretty much did all the 12 of the intake valves. Once he had them all done, pretty much with the blunt end of a ratchet, smacked them straight down. That just makes sure that the keeper and the valve are pretty much seated properly. That way, when you install this and actually turn on your car, the keepers actually stay in place. You don't want them backing out and popping out and then redo the entire build again.
Yeah. With all been valves again.
It'd been one valve though.
Like, make them off.
Yeah, that too. Imagine if all of them came off.
Yeah,
I'd be like, Justin,
pretty pissed customer right there.
what's going on here? You gonna rebuild my motor now?
I think you messed up.
Oh yeah, huh? Every single valve just popped right out.
You installed it wrong.
Oh.
One more side.
This is the easy side.
Supposedly easy side. You can actually see on this side, so it makes it easier. Not necessarily like real super easy.
See if I can get a better view over here. You guys see springs being compressed, keepers being wiggled around with a flathead screwdriver.
That's about the only thing you can do.
Yep.
If anybody has any other ways they do it, let me know.
Now, Justin works at VW Paradise in San Marcos, so if you do find an easier way to do this, give him a call.
You know where I'm at. Love to hear it.
And he's only been here for how long?
Well, this is my second tour. I'll be a total of about 6-7 years
All right.
in the industry. I took a 6-year vacation. If you don't have patience, I wouldn't try this. It's not for the...
Not for people with a faint of heart, huh?
Yeah, and if you start getting pissed, you're never going to get it done. It's just going to be your nightmare forever.
Be the bane of your existence for a while.
Especially if you did this side first and you haven't even got over there.
And that's a more satisfying side because it's the easier
Yeah,
side.
you're like, oh yeah, there's no problem. Then you get over there and you're like, oh shit, I can't see. That side, you're almost doing it blind. You're doing it like with a half eye because you can't see in there.
Yeah, because once that little compressor thing goes in, you're already pretty much covering all your.
Yep, and then you got your screwdriver in there, so that takes a little bit more.
Yeah.
That's why I do that side first. I get over here, I'm like, this is the using this finish line on the side. You know you're gonna make it. He started off okay, and then it just went downhill. He started getting pissed. He's like, I can't do this. I can't do it. I'm like, you want me to do it? He's like, yeah, just show me one more time. I'm like, okay.
I have a friend.
He was on the same one for like, I almost had to take over. He was taking too long. He was on the same one for like, I don't know, 3 or 4 minutes. And then I came in there and I'm like, pop, done. He walked away. He was so pissed.